Let's dive right into the unfolding drama of the Alec Baldwin and the Rust shooting incident that has gripped the public's attention for nearly 3 years. As Baldwin's trial for involuntary manslaughter begins, the courtroom becomes the stage for a real-life drama filled with suspense, allegations, and potential sabotage. Alec Baldwin's career has been marked by both critical acclaim and controversy. An Emmy-winning actor known for his roles in 30 Rock and The Hunt for Red October, Baldwin has also been involved in numerous legal and public relations battles. His involvement in Rust as both an actor and producer places him at the center of this tragic incident, highlighting the dual pressures he faced on set. Baldwin's public statements have consistently emphasized his shock and sorrow over the accident, but the trial's outcome will significantly impact his legacy and future in the industry. On October 21st, 2021, a routine rehearsal at Bonanza Creek Ranch near Santa Fe turned deadly. Alec Baldwin, handling what was supposed to be a prop revolver, discharged a live round that struck cinematographer Helena Hutchins in the chest and director Joel Souza in the shoulder. Hutchins, only 42, was airlifted to a hospital where she was pronounced dead, while Souza, fortunately, recovered from his injuries. Baldwin, both the star and producer of Rust, immediately announced his full cooperation with the police investigation. But what really happened that day? Was it a tragic accident, or could there be more sinister elements at play? In January of this year, Baldwin was indicted on 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. The prosecution claims that Baldwin handled the firearm negligently and with total disregard for the safety of others. If convicted, Baldwin faces up to 18 months in prison. However, Baldwin has consistently denied pulling the trigger, a claim he reiterated during a December 2021 interview with ABC News. "I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them. Never."
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
Yet, forensic testing on the gun suggests otherwise, leading to conflicting narratives that add to the trial's suspense. Did Baldwin indeed pull the trigger, or is there a possibility that someone else manipulated the firearm? With jury selection starting amidst technical difficulties, the courtroom atmosphere was charged with tension. Baldwin, accompanied by his attorneys Alex Spiro, ignored reporters' questions as he made his way into the First Judicial District Court in Santa Fe. "Are you going to be a free man in 2 weeks, Mr. Baldwin?" a reporter asked, but Baldwin remained silent, focused on the trial ahead. The selection process, delayed by 3 hours, concluded with 12 jurors and 4 alternates chosen to decide Baldwin's fate. The trial, scheduled to run until July 19th, promises to be a high-stakes battle. As the trial progresses, questions arise about the potential for sabotage. Could someone have deliberately placed a live round in the gun to make Baldwin look bad? The possibility cannot be dismissed outright. The chaotic environment on set, with allegations of ignored gun safety protocols and reckless behavior, only adds fuel to this theory. Consider this. Multiple sources from the set have described a workplace fraught with tension and disorganization. Could someone with a grudge against Baldwin or the production have exploited this chaos? The idea seems far-fetched, but in the high-stakes world of Hollywood, stranger things have happened. Prosecutors face significant challenges in this case. Judge Mary Marlowe Summer has ruled out arguments that Baldwin's role as a producer made him especially responsible for on-set safety. This decision narrows the prosecution's focus to Baldwin's actions as an actor handling the gun. John Day, a former prosecutor and criminal defense attorney in Santa Fe, comments on the difficulties. There's been lots of confusion over the years about the language of the state's involuntary manslaughter statute, and this trial just highlights the confusion. Right now, prosecutors are trying to convict Baldwin based on theories that he either was negligent in operating a firearm or he created recklessness to the point that somebody died. It's conceivable a jury could get confused when presented with both of those options. In his defense, Baldwin maintains that he was told the gun contained blanks. He expressed his disbelief and horror in the ABC News interview. The notion that there was a live round in that gun did not dawn on me until probably about 45 minutes to an hour later.
The notion that there was a live round in that gun did not dawn on me till probably 45 minutes to an hour later.
45 minutes to an hour.
Despite his claims, prosecutors argue that Baldwin's actions were reckless and negligent, ignoring established gun safety protocols on set. In the same interview, Baldwin also goes on to add, "Someone put a live bullet in a gun, a bullet that wasn't even supposed to be on the property. Someone is responsible for what happened, and I can't say who that is, but I know it's not me. I don't know what happened on that set. I don't know how that bullet arrived in that gun. I don't know," Baldwin said, "but I'm all for doing anything that will take us to a place where this is less likely to happen again."
Someone put a live bullet in the gun. I don't know how that bullet arrived in that gun, I don't know. But I'm all for doing anything that will take us to a place where this is less likely to happen again.
Adding to the complexity, Baldwin's legal team has argued that the real responsibility lies with the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, and other crew members responsible for gun safety. Baldwin's attorney, Mr. Spiro, reiterated to the court several times that the responsibility for safety did not lie with him. Instead, he said, it was the job of the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez.
It is undisputed that the bullet was loaded into the gun by the armorer, the person on set whose responsibility it was to ensure the gun was safe.
The trial's delay was due to a series of legal and procedural issues, including changes in the prosecutorial team and additional investigations prompted by new evidence. Initially charged in January 2023, Baldwin saw the charges drop 3 months later, only to be re-indicted in January this year. The legal journey leading up to Alec Baldwin's trial has been anything but straightforward. Initially charged in January 2023 alongside the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, Baldwin saw the charges against him drop 3 months later due to new evidence that demanded further investigation. However, in January this year, a grand jury re-indicted Baldwin on involuntary manslaughter charges. The prosecution's case has faced numerous hurdles, including the high turnover of the prosecutorial team. First Judicial District Attorney Mary Carmack Altwise appointed Special Prosecutor Andrea Reeb, who was later replaced by Carrie Morrissey and Jason Lewis. The frequent changes have added to the complexity and suspense surrounding the trial, with each new development bringing fresh twists to the case. The trial doesn't solely focus on Baldwin. The film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter for failing to ensure gun safety on set. She faces 18 months in prison and is seeking a retrial. First Assistant Director Dave Halls, who handed Baldwin the gun, avoided jail time with a plea deal, but must testify in Baldwin's trial. Gutierrez-Reed's role is particularly contentious. In court documents, she claimed that she was overworked and undertrained, and that safety concerns were often ignored by higher-ups. Her defense team argues that she was set up as a scapegoat to protect more prominent figures involved in the production. Beyond the criminal charges, Baldwin faces multiple civil lawsuits. Crew members and Hutchins' family have sued Baldwin and others for negligence and emotional distress. Matthew Hutchins, Helena's husband, expressed his devastation in a public statement. "I was angry to see him talk about her death so publicly in such a detailed way, and then to not accept responsibility after having just described killing her. The idea that the person holding the gun causing it to discharge is not rep is absurd to me." A settlement was reached with Hutchins' husband and son, making Matthew Hutchins an executive producer of Rust. However, the legal battles are far from over. Hutchins' parents and sister in Ukraine have filed separate lawsuits for negligence and intentional infliction of emotional distress. These ongoing cases continue to cast a shadow over Baldwin and the production of Rust. To understand the depth of this tragedy, one must look at the conditions on the set of Rust. Reports of long hours, minimal safety measures, and a rushed production schedule paint a picture of a potentially hazardous work environment. Some crew members even walked off set days before the shooting, citing unsafe conditions. Could these factors have contributed to the fatal mistake, or do they point to something more deliberate? As the trial continues, these questions linger, adding layers of intrigue and speculation. This case also has broader implications for the film industry, particularly regarding safety protocols and the use of firearms on set. The Rust shooting has prompted calls for stricter regulations and better training for crew members handling weapons. Industry professionals and unions have advocated for comprehensive safety reforms to prevent similar tragedies in the future. The trial's outcome could set a precedent for how responsibility and negligence are assessed in film productions, potentially leading to significant changes in industry practices. As the trial unfolds, the stakes are incredibly high for Alec Baldwin. With potential jail time looming and numerous civil lawsuits, Baldwin's future remains uncertain. The courtroom drama is set to continue, with each day bringing new revelations and twists. Will Baldwin be found guilty of involuntary manslaughter, or will the defense successfully introduce reasonable doubt? And amidst all this, can the possibility of sabotage be entirely ruled out? Stay tuned as we bring you the latest updates on this gripping trial. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, inside out. If you want to see us break down Alec Baldwin and the rest of the cast's police interrogations, make sure to check out the video on screen.